Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Stephen, we are here once again. Hopefully we have sound, we have video. We're going to find out. Because if we don't have it, we're going to go broke.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. So I've been getting some crashing. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Here it goes. It died.
I think Stephen is already dead. Steve. Oh, no, he came back. He came back.
No, it came back. So it's been crashing for whatever reason.
Yep.
No idea.
Yep. So Stephen may be setting up most of the show. Leave me to do it all by myself. Well, hopefully it'll make it. We're kind of hoping.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Friday kickoff.
This is going to be a doozy. So
it's going to be a
on.
doozy. Wow. Go woke or broke on a strap on, Stephen. Really?
So strap in, as in a seatbelt, belt, not a.
So I've seen the chat already. How do you define woke? How do you define woke? Let me tell you how I define woke. I've been busy all week. I couldn't think of anything to talk about in the show, and for some reason, go woke, go broke came up in my mind. Hey, that's the episode of tonight's show. Go woke, go broke. So we're going to talk about a couple
lots
of
of planning went into tonight.
Yeah, lots of planning, like 5 minutes of planning tonight. But first, let's go through the chat and say hi to everyone here. We do have a lot of people in here, and I will try and go through this time myself. Goofy Foot, we have him here. Jason, our resident AI. Jason, welcome. Twisted Gaming TV. Adam Caleb. Shane the 14th. Errd. Pliskin's Run. Hobby Hands. Mike Haas Kurtz. Galaga Guy 88. Upkus. Iceman. Who else we got here? Oh, Electric Adventures, welcome from Down Under. We appreciate you coming in every week. Uh,
Yippers.
we have Trad Jazz, JT Bunrick, RM Cray 114, Darth Hagen 66, Black Patty, Bill's Retro Gaming Show. How you doing, Bill? Bo Knows Tecmo, Stephen M, JLS Gaming.
I'm not the
What?
ramble off the list.
Yes. Yeah. Ashley is here. Woke. I would love to know how two old white guys define woke. Well, I'm going to say you're woke. How about that? Who else
Somebody
we
else
got
is
here?
woke.
There we go. John is here. Saved by Zero. Iceman. I'll make sure I'm getting one here. Paul Barris is here. C North. Shotgun Sean. 19K Fox. 19K Fox. I have peach margarita tonight. That's the drink
19K
of choice.
Fox. He travels the world.
He does. The guy's in a plane all the time. Trump or Die is here. Let's see. Shotgun. I got Shotgun before. I think we got everyone here. Just going
I
through.
think
All
he
right.
did.
Yep. Yeah, I did. Okay. So finally, welcome. We have a bunch of people in here. Then I can already tell. Twisted Gaming is here again. So I already tell there's already feelings being hurt and people are being upset about the go
Even
woke.
with the title, you went
Yeah.
upset everybody with the damn
Yeah,
title.
go woke, go broke. How do I define woke? Well, we're gonna get into that. That's the whole point of the episode. No need
And
to
it's
get personal.
different, I think, for everybody a little
Sure.
bit, but it's
Sure.
I think
No need to
it's
get personal. How do two old guys
it's a
define
very
woke? What's up with that?
it's a very pop culture term that is thrown out there a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a very delicate subject. It's a very in your face subject. So why don't we so our hero, Glenn and I's hero, has got to be this guy named Doomcock. He is a go woke, go broke advocate. I think Glenn and I subscribe to him, right?
I do.
You
I
subscribe
watch
to.
him. I watch
There's a
Midnight's
bunch of people,
Midnight's
obviously.
Edge. They have all these things coming up, and
And yeah, I think he's angry at the world. A lot of these guys, and rightfully so in
they
some
are.
cases.
Well, because here's the
You know,
thing with those shows like Midnight's Edge, Doomcock, they're about pop culture. And I guess that's
I
my
want to
thing.
save it.
I guess that's my thing too. I mean, I don't have a
Well, that's
problem.
our shtick here
It
because we
is.
talk about it
It
all the
is.
time. You know,
And I guess when people saying what's the title with Go Woke, Go Broke is when you take a property, and we've talked about this many times before, when you take a property that is a known way, a known thing, and you alter it to
own
the point,
franchise.
right, an old franchise, you alter it to the point where it's really not recognizable, or you get people to go see a show thinking they're going to see what the character's
The
supposed to
classic.
be, and then you get that, we threw a curveball type of thing. Another prime example I forgot to bring up is a new, well, we'll probably end up talking about it. It's even we didn't talk about it though. Was the X-Men '97, which is coming back, and I'm hearing I don't know if it's true because I haven't seen the series, it's not out yet, but I'm hearing that Wolverine may now be gay. So again, I have no problem with a gay character, but why are you going to take one of the most masculine characters, and this is potential, I don't know if it's true, it's hearsay, that they may have made
No, I hope
Wolverine
not.
gay. And I'm sorry, I have a problem with that.
Why, I don't
Wolverine,
know why they need to do that.
right.
Go make some other character and make him whatever.
That's it.
You know
That's
what I mean?
make a character that is a gay
It's
character.
almost like we're out of ideas.
Right.
And this is what it feels like to me. I don't know if it's the same with everybody and you, Glenn, but what it feels like is they're so uncreative that they need to take something existent and make it something that it's not. I know it's not a real person, blah blah blah, but some of those characters are somewhat sacred to
Well,
some level,
that's the
right?
thing, and that's the thing because these characters that we grew up with, and again, I have no problem with someone who's gay or bi,
You know what?
or I
Let's
associate.
make it
I'm a
clear.
Fig Newton. I'm a Fig Newton. I associate being Fig Newton. That's all fine, but don't take a
Let's
character
make it
like
clear. Let's make it clear. Glenn and I are not anti-gay, racist, or any of that stuff. We are not. We're the furthest thing away. But when you take stuff we grew up with and sprinkle that stuff on there, that is out of character and out of whatever, come up with your own
That's the
thing.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Make a gay character and
Right.
do whatever, or make a colored character. Fine, that's okay. But just don't take existing one. I'll give you an example of what I do like is what they did with Spider-Man and Miles Morales. They made a separate
Right.
Spider-Man. They made a Miles Morales. It's a different character. He's similar to Spider-Man, different,
Yep. Well,
but
it's a different
that's
universe.
that's where it works, in my
Right.
opinion. It's like they made something different and it works. It's popular. I think these guys are just so worried about, well, my gay character might not be popular like Wolverine, so I'm just gonna, piggyback on something. You know what I mean? Like it just read out the comments as you hear them because you're laughing and I'm rambling here. So, but that's the way I feel, anyways. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just I shake my head and you're like, well, what are you doing? Like you're ripping this stuff apart, and I don't want to watch it anymore. And I, quite frankly, my kids don't want to watch it either. you
But
know?
then what gets me is then these big companies start attacking the fans for saying, you are a bigot or these things. I am not, but because you don't like what we put out there, you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
like what we put out there because it's forward thinking. No, make a new show, make a new character. If I'm going to the theater,
No, they're
kind of
scared it's gonna
expecting.
flop. That's the problem. They don't want to take the risk of. See, back in the old days, we'll call it, it was a risk to come up with a character like Spider-Man or Wolverine that had claws and he was Canadian and blah blah blah, all this stuff. It was a risk. Well, why don't
Right.
they take the risk now?
Well, also think of this:
That's the problem I don't
very
understand.
strong female characters. You have Storm. You have Jean Grey. You have my favorite. I can't think of her name right now. The Southern girl from X-Men. I can't think of her name now. Rogue. That
Yeah, Rogue. Yeah,
extremely, extremely strong female characters. I have no problem with them at all.
they're awesome,
They are.
and that's the thing. And
Well, actually,
Captain
here's the thing.
Habanero.
I would definitely wouldn't watch it. So don't trick me to go into a theater to see a show and then make it that way. So then
Well,
be honest.
that's the thing here a little bit, where it's kind of like Star Wars a little bit, where Glenn and I were like, "Yay, we remember Star Wars," and then they do a switcheroony on
Right.
us. We feel bamboozled, or we
Exactly.
feel bait and switch kind of
Exactly.
thing,
Well,
right?
they
You're
keep
like,
saying they
"What the
subvert
hell?"
expectations. That's the big thing. We're subverting expectations. No, you
Yeah.
are taking a character that we've known for years and you're changing it without reason other than to try and bring more people into a show. And they're finding more and more these movies that are trying to change the characters are bombing incredibly well, hurting their bottom line. And
Oh
they
yeah,
blame the fans. They're not
the
coming
Marvels so
right.
bad I fell asleep.
And then they blame the fans for not seeing these shows. Right.
Well, that's the
Actually, I
thing.
go
So
every single time you're not there. When I see you there, I definitely don't go. But when you're not
I
there,
have
I'm in
no
the
idea
theater.
who Ashley is, but I don't get to the theater that often. But I don't want to go anymore because I feel
Right.
like it's a bait and switch every time I go there.
Right.
So I just watch it on Netflix. At least I'm sitting on my couch comfortably, and I don't
Right.
have to,
So let's
you know.
let's let's kind of start where it started for me. Let's just pull some of these things up here so Ashley can see
Oh
what I
God,
want to go to the
here
theater.
comes the Band-Aid.
Here we go. Now I want to start coming out here. So this one over here. So it didn't really start here, but this is probably one of the
I-
huger issues with the fan
Is
base.
huger a word?
It
Is
is. I just
huger a
made it
word?
up. Huger. So
Okay,
yes.
I'm just asking.
So, people went to go see Star Wars Episode. I was extremely excited to see Star Wars Episode 7.
Oh, me too.
Star Wars is coming back. Rogue One had come out. I liked Rogue One. I thought, and again, female character was the lead. I enjoyed Rogue One. The story was good. Uh,
Yeah,
the characters were kind of fleshed out. It was a good show. So I was
The
all
Force Awakens,
stoked.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Right. So I was stoked for when this thing came out. And, and I'm going to admit, the very first time I sat through it, I was so pumped up on adrenaline. I enjoyed it. But then as I sat back thinking about it, I'm like, wait a second, this story is very familiar. Yeah. Paid again to watch A New Hope all over again with different characters and a lead character who had no growth. She was perfect at everything. And we find out why she's a Palpatine. So I can understand she's a Palpatine. Okay. Maybe that's how it is. But
Yeah.
that's kind of where it started. And then, Luke was in it only like the last 5 minutes. Again, I understand that. Got more excited then for the next film, which was The Last Jedi, and it really went downhill from there. The story wasn't very good. The character development was horrible. You had existing
It was too
characters.
quick to the finish line, so to speak. There was
It,
no buildup of character or anything. It was just we had no idea who. It's kind of like Snoke later on. We have no idea who the hell Snoke
well,
is.
and
Still
again,
to this day.
well, Snoke. Yeah, we do.
Like,
Snoke was a clone made by Palpatine as a ruse. Again, I think that was a
but even then, it's
dumb
like they
idea.
when that movie was over, you still wondered who the hell this guy was.
It was a dumb idea. So this is for
Yeah,
Ashley. Here's more of my proof for Ashley. If she's still living here, boom, Wish, biggest bomb
I haven't
Disney
seen that,
ever
but I
did.
don't want to.
Biggest bomb. I saw this and it was horrible. It was horrible.
Okay, so who coerced you to go see that?
I admit I enjoy Disney films. I enjoy animated films. I love Mulan. Mulan's one of my favorite films. I like The Hunchback of Notre Dame. My son and I rewatched again Tarzan. I love Disney animated films, and I mean the art style of Wish was
That's
fine.
where you and I are very different.
Okay, which is fine, but
Me, as soon as I like the animation, as
right,
soon as they start singing, I get up and leave.
really,
I can't handle it. Yeah,
I
I can't.
actually I can sing "Let It Go" right now. Ashley, let it go, let it go, let it go. I can sing right now. Wait, hold on. I'll do it better. I can do it much better for Ashley here. Hold on.
Oh, not the auto tune.
Oh hell yeah! If I can find it now, I
No,
can't even find it. Where is it?
not the auto tune. No.
Ashley, let it go, let it go. It's just an episode. Let it go, let it go. We're here to talk about the wokeness. Please understand, we're taking properties and moving them and throwing money down the drain. That was my hair song for Ashley.
Wow. Make it stop.
Make it
Make
stop.
it stop. I like that one. Thanks, Iceman. Took the word right out of my mouth.
So this movie again is just proof Disney threw this out there. They had
Next.
there was a serious agenda in here, and the movie tanked. It absolutely tanked, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
let's
terrible.
talk about another property. This one
Everybody's been pooping on that thing.
exactly. This
Big time.
just came out.
I haven't seen it,
Well,
but
Steven,
have you
can
seen
you
it?
tell me what it's about, though? What's it about?
Well, Madam Web is a character part of the Spider-Man universe. Not the MCU, but the Spider-Man universe. She's an interdimensional clairvoyant, and that's all I really know from watching the '90s Spider-Man series, right? But apparently, you know what? Apparently, one of the actresses thought she was part of the MCU, and that thing is not. That abomination is not.
Well, apparently, Messiah's saying it too. The movie's bombing. Again, another movie that is bombing. Now, this was Sony. This isn't Disney. Okay, this was
They
from
screw up
Sony
the
Pictures.
Spider-Man anything. I don't
Right.
know. Marvel
Bombing.
needs to be in there. That's the thing, right? Like,
Well, not necessarily, Stephen, because
yeah, don't talk about that.
I'm going to
Captain-
talk about it. You said Marvel, and
The Marvels are
Marvel
Marvel the
Marvel's
company.
has been
not the
tanking too.
Marvels.
Tell me a
Oh, that
movie they've
movie
done.
sucked.
Tell me a movie that they've done recently that's done well.
Have you seen this?
No,
The
no,
Marvels?
what are you,
Oh,
crazy?
don't bother.
No.
It's terrible.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not just Disney. I watched Aquaman, and that was pretty bad.
Right.
The Kingdom one or whatever it's called. Yeah. Let's go back to Madam Web. Some guys are in the
All right, we can go back to Madam Web.
in the chat. It was like this is Spider-Man, and this is Sony's attempt to go, hey,
Right.
this is almost Spider-Man.
Right. Well,
And it's characters that nobody cares about
Twisted
because
Gaming
Spider-Man's
TV.
not there.
Twisted Gaming. I forgot about this abomination. The all-woman cast of Ghostbusters, which also tanked, and that was also Sony.
Yeah, exactly. So it's too bad because it's kind of like getting. I know there's a Craven movie coming out, which is part of the, I guess, Spider-Man universe. Craven the Hunter.
Okay.
That's a movie coming out soon. I don't know if that's going to suck or not. I don't know if it's Sony or not, but it's still Spider-Man without Spider-Man. they're making movies about all the characters around Spider-Man. Nobody cares about those guys. They care
Right.
about Spider-Man.
Right.
You know.
And the Spider-Man films, Spider-Man, Homecoming, Away from Home, and
Yeah.
No, Can't Go Home, whatever, or Never Home, all did
No, no.
extremely well.
I'll give you the perfect analogy. It's like going to KFC and not getting any chicken. You're going to get the fries and the coleslaw, and that's it.
You get
That's
fish.
what the movies are.
You get a fish sandwich at KFC. That's what you're gonna get.
Do they actually sell fish sandwiches
They
at
do not.
KFC?
They do not.
You get a fish sandwich of not even the thing you ordered. And that's how bad this is. It's terrible.
Right.
Like
So
Dakota Johnson, from what I understand, she was in 50 Shades of Earl Grey.
right.
I saw that meme the other day with Picard, and she was good in there, from what I understand. And the other girl too, that thought that she was in the MCU, she was in another movie, and apparently she did pretty good there. So they just took people that were stars and made a crappy movie, And
Well, Upkiss brought up a point. Supergirl '84. Now again, there was nothing bad about Supergirl itself. It was just a bad movie. It was just a bad script.
oh, a bad script and
It was just a
everything.
bad
Yeah,
script.
yeah,
It was. But Supergirl, like in Justice League, the animated show,
yeah.
great. But
Wonder
unfortunately,
Woman '84.
well,
Yep.
and Wonder Woman again, great character. The first film was pretty good. Wonder Woman '84 was just a
Terrible.
bad story. It was just a bad
You
story.
you can't fix bad stories. You know what I mean? Like, but what's the thing
So I
is
guess.
that with
So I'm sorry, Stephen.
go ahead.
No,
No,
I was
no,
gonna
yeah,
say,
go ahead. Go ahead.
when it was brought up again, what do I define woke? I define woke as making characters either A, taking existing characters, completely changing who they are fundamentally for a generation now just to do it, instead of making a new character. That's one. And the
Yep.
other is when you take a female character and she's basically perfect. I mean, there's no perfect character. The whole point
No
of
work, no
watching these
nothing
movies,
involved.
and again, I'm not. There's a lot of girl movies and guy movies where they fail, they work hard, they
Well,
get
look at
there.
Ripley and Aliens. Perfect example.
Perfect example. But the point is, this generation is I just expect it. I want $100,000 pay job. Why? I just left high school. I want $100,000 job. I want to work 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not how
no,
life
they're not paying their
works.
dues.
Right. You have to work for things. And these movies that I call woke are basically they're perfect. They could do everything. Nothing's wrong. That's not a movie. There's no progression in the film, in the TV show.
Well, you know what? What was it? I go back to Doomcock there, Overlord DVD, whatever. Apparently there's a piece of paper at Disney when they make a movie that it needs to have certain things. It needs to have each race needs to be represented no matter what.
Right.
The next thing would be it needs the minimum of this and that, and they're all crazy things that make for a crappy story. Like what's interesting is I've been watching Star Trek Next Generation.
Right. Which
That
is
was
a good
filmed
show.
in 1992, 91. Okay, they actually talk about gender and all that stuff back then.
Right.
And they do it
But
with such taste and
yes,
grace
exactly.
that I'm like, why can't they say it like this anymore? It has to be flamboyant and in your face and whatever. And in Star Trek, you know what I mean? It's done properly. It's the same thing, you know. And Riker that has, that screws anything that moves with a pulse. He's like he was right in there. You know what I mean? So stuff like that where it's doable.
It
You
is.
know what I mean? It's totally doable. Look at the past. Like Star Trek has. I'm not a big Trekkie. I just got into watching this, but strong female characters, gender non-specific characters that are
Right.
strong,
Right.
weird aliens, whatever.
Well, and
And it's done.
Prince Malcolm brought this up here at a good point. The Terminator franchise had some good films, but had some real stinkers. And
Oh yeah.
Sarah Connor, very strong character. But what did they do in the last films? They killed the entire point of the film, which is John Connor.
That's Genesis,
You
isn't it?
can't. Yeah, you can't take the
Yeah,
savior
I
of the
know.
entire human race and then say, you know what? Now we're gonna kill him off, and it'll be a girl now. You can't do that.
Well, they
Sorry.
did, and they blew up in their face.
Yeah,
This
they
is,
did.
you know what? This is the kind of stuff. I'll be honest with you, Glenn. Here, the whole Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney bull crap and all
Right.
that. I would love to be a fly on the wall during those meetings where this gets greenlit. Just to know, like, okay, Madam Web, I want to hear this person sales pitch that and just sit there and be in awe of the verbal diarrhea that comes out. You know what I mean? I don't know. None of us would sit there and go, "Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
that'll fly." You know?
let's do a little switch here. So we're talking about these films that have absolutely tanked. In my opinion, they tanked. I think the box office
Well,
shows they
Madam
tanked.
Web is
Right.
writing's on
So
the
let's
wall
take a
for that
look
one.
at films that are coming out. What do we think is going to happen with these? So I saw the
I don't
teaser
think you can
trailer.
make a gorilla and a dinosaur woke, but maybe.
You never know. But the
You
point,
never
you
know.
never know. But I just saw the teaser trailer for this, and I'm not
I
sure if
haven't
anyone
seen
else has
that one.
seen
I
it.
think.
It just got released recently. So what do people
I
think
might have.
about the MonsterVerse? I mean, do they think this is going to continue okay? They think it's going to start tanking? And
Well, it's all about fighting those movies. When you think about where if it's going to go woke, what we're going to see on the screen. For how many years now that the whole MonsterVerse has been about dinosaurs destroying Tokyo or King Kong at the top of the Empire State, whatever. There's no love story or woke stuff that should go in there. But if they manage to shove it in there somehow, to some level, my hat would go off to them. That's like, you know, trying to get something out of something that's not. You know what I mean? Like it's
right.
just
Well, the last film, I know it was kind of diversified. I enjoyed what it was, the previous film, which is Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed it for what it was. When you're watching a Godzilla or a Kong film, you're not going for reality. You're going
you're
to
going
be
there for the bullcrap, lying
your
slash fantasy,
entertainment,
whatever.
smashing buildings. That's what
Lie
you're
to
looking.
me, go.
Right, right.
BS me,
Now
man,
this
go.
might be a good film. Iceman might have it. Maybe it's Bambi versus Godzilla we need. Maybe we got to do one of those.
Bambi versus Godzilla. You know what? If anybody in the chat has seen Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, I think it's called, on Apple TV, and it's part of the MonsterVerse.
Okay, I have not seen
It's
it.
actually not bad. It's actually not bad. I don't think there's a lot of woke stuff in there, from what I could tell. So my woke detector didn't go on. So it's like
So I don't know how this film's gonna go. Again, I kind of enjoyed the last one,
I
but
can't
again,
see them putting that woke somehow.
well,
I can't.
it, yeah, it is. So we'll have to wait and see. Now another film that's coming out, which I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Kung Fu Panda 4. So I recently, again, I enjoy animated films. I sat
I'm a
down
big
with
fan of
Nicole.
that series.
Okay, so I sat down last weekend. I watched Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3. Now, 1 I remember very well because I watched it a million times. The
Yeah,
second and third one, I think I only watched like once. So I sat down and watched it again. And I did enjoy the second film pretty much. I got into it.
pretty good.
The third one I thought was kind of a sleeper. It kind of put me to sleep. I'm not going to lie. Third one didn't do much for me.
Is the second one the one with the white
Peacock.
tiger?
That was with the Peacock. And then the third film was with
The white tiger,
no,
wasn't
third
it?
film
Was
was
that the
with,
first one, the white tiger?
it wasn't he was he white? He's gray.
Well, the
Tai
great
Lung.
tiger.
Tai Lung
Yeah,
was the first one.
yeah, was that the first one?
That was the first one. Third
Oh,
one
okay.
was an ox, and it was kind of boring, in my
Oh, okay.
personal opinion.
I don't know what this one will be like, but oh yeah, this is the one that changes into all the different ones,
Right,
or
right. Supposedly,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
like an
yeah,
iguana, and it could take the shape of all the people he's fought in the past.
yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
I still haven't seen this. Steven, did you ever get to see Godzilla minus zero?
No, I have not. I want to
Okay,
see it real bad.
it never played around here, so I never got to see it.
No, here either. Yeah, I think they announced it that it was gonna, and I looked out for it, and it never happened. So
So
we'll
I
see.
guess I'll wait to see that gets on one of the streaming services. But again, and I've heard great things about it. And again, why? It's not really much about Godzilla. He's in it, but it's the story. They have done a very good storyline across the
Yeah,
board, and
the
that's what makes
story's
it go.
king. I'm sorry to say it, but until these idiots figure out that the story is what will sell and not the wokeness, you know what I mean? Like if the story's really, really good and you throw in wokeness, maybe it'll work, you know. But what happens is that they're so preoccupied with the woke stuff, the story sucks, right? I mean, wouldn't you agree that that's what gets sacrificed in the end, the story over the woke stuff or the messaging or whatever you want to call it? They sacrificed a good story for
Right.
their
Toxin.
message or whatever.
Toxin puts a very good point right here. It's just annoying when you're watching a movie and then you see stupid stuff that takes you completely out of the movie because they have to check some boxes. Really lazy writing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's probably where
I
I'm going
agree.
more with the woke agenda is that they're trying to check all these boxes first, make
The,
sure the
the
story
story
is first.
sacrifices. That's the
Right.
problem.
So, Toxin, I think you may have hit exactly what I'm going for with go woke, go broke. Is that right there?
Yeah.
Story should take precedence. Write a good story, build around that. Don't say, "Oh, we got to have this. Got to have a chick, make it gay." Got
Yeah.
make
The
it gay.
Kathleen Kennedy South
Kathleen
Park
Kennedy.
thing. Yeah.
So I think you may have hit it
I
right on
agree.
the head, right there. Well,
It
you
is
give you
lazy
kudos.
writing, in my opinion, because what happens, like the perfect example, I think, is the Aquaman movie that came out. It's all special effects, and the story is like super weak, like it's terrible. And you're like,
I didn't
what
even
the
give it a
hell,
second thought. I think it came and went, right? I did not even give the new Aquaman film a look.
I didn't love the first one, but I like kind of that whole lore, but it's reached a point of being dumb.
Right.
That's where it's at, and it's all CGI. Don't get me wrong. I mean, let's face it, you got a CGI Aquaman, obviously, but still, the stories are getting sacrificed for all
They
this
are. And
crap.
C North
That's
got another good point. Our society is so fragile these days. Absolutely
uh,
true. You offend everyone. Too bad. Too
well,
bad.
it's not
It's
just
life.
that. Like,
It's life.
for a minute, I don't buy. Not that I don't buy it, but let's face it, the TV we were watching wasn't that offensive. Like, I didn't go to bed at night going, "That show hurt my feelings." And 30 years later, you're, you
No,
know,
no. But watching
a
Old Yeller,
psychopath or
watching
whatever.
Old Yeller and killing the dog, that affected me. You shot the dog. That affected me.
Sure. But
Bambi's mother
everybody
dying.
remember
That affected
every
me.
everybody remembers Old Yeller for sure. Poor dog.
Right.
But
And
that's the
Bill's
thing.
again, he's saying, stop forcing these things down our throat. Write the story, write it as it is.
Yeah. Make it different, make it awesome. Come up with these new characters. You know what? I'll go on a limb and say something like this. You can write a racial, trans, LGBTQ community storyline.
Right.
But if your story sucks and you're just trying to push the message that, everybody's awesome kind of thing, right? Like, if the story's good, hell, we'll all watch it. You know what I mean? It's not about the message that we're against the message, because that's what they're turning into. It's not about this anti and anti that. It's crappy stories,
Right.
lazy writing, and then this thing's on top of it, and it feels cheap. That's the problem.
Well, the $6
It
million
just
man
feels cheap.
can't be made because the $6 million man, he would have like a thumbnail. That's all that
Yeah,
you get for
that's
$6
what it
million.
costs.
He'd have to be the $6 trillion man, to be quite honest. But Mark Wahlberg, like 15 years, was doing a $6 million man movie remake that I don't think ever they wrote
No, I
scripts.
never saw the light of day.
It just never
Probably.
made the light of day. But he's right; it can't be made today for two reasons. One, 6 million wouldn't be enough, and two, his chest hair was 5 feet in front of him every time he ran. He's doing this, but his hair
Yep.
was like out to here, and no one wants to see that anymore these days.
Yeah, and, it has
and
the
his
word
porn
man in it,
mustache.
so people would be offended if it had the word man
Well,
in it.
they did make the Bionic Woman in what was it 2000?
I actually preferred that one instead of the $6 million.
Well,
man.
they remade it. It only lasted like 5 episodes, and actually Starbuck was in it from Battlestar Galactica remake.
Oh, really?
Yes, you could probably look it up. I think you could probably catch it somewhere. It wasn't bad, but again, it didn't take off. And of course, you start getting into these shows, and you get disappointed. Like I don't know, Pliskin's Run, Warcraft that I watched, and I'm not going to get any resolution over this baby.
Yeah, Warcraft, the movie to watch on its own, is hard because there's a lot of lore. It comes with a lot of luggage, that movie. So, but that's the thing. I really, really, really,
Let's take a look.
Sandra Bullock was
something
Bionic Girl?
else.
Really? I didn't know that.
Boom. Sandra
Gen
Bullock.
V.
Sandra
I
Bullock
love that
was
show.
Sandra Bullock was in one of the Bionic movies, made for TV movies.
Oh, really?
I
didn't
think
know
she was
that.
Jamie Summers' daughter, or something along those lines. So yes, she
Really?
was.
I didn't
She
know
was
that.
in it. Yes.
Da, da, da,
So
da,
here's
da,
a
da.
here's a show. Here's a show.
I
It is
love that
on
show.
Amazon Prime. It is a current generation show. There's men and women in it. There's a character that's trans everything. He's a man, woman, whatever he wants to be. Love this show.
Yeah,
Great
great.
characters, great story, great show. Each
This is
character,
the part where Hollywood needs to pay attention
yes,
and say good example, bad example, good example, bad example. It's like,
right.
come on, it's
They
not
they
rocket science,
the
guys.
characters fit who they are. The characters work within themselves. And again, there's characters in there that are male, they're female. And there's one that is both.
That flip flops.
He
Yeah,
flip whenever he or she wants.
yep,
Nothing wrong with it. I have no problem with
great.
that. The characters, everything works, and it's a good story. Actually, I think I like this more than I like The Boys. I really got into this show. I think it's a fantastic show, and I'm waiting for the next, you know,
Season.
for it. I thought it was a
I
fantastic show.
Yeah, I agree with you. 2 thumbs up for that for me. We're Siskel and Ebert now. Yeah, I'm gonna recommend this movie. But Gen V for sure. My wife loves it. I like it. It's awesome. It doesn't sugarcoat much. It's when it needs to be gross, it's gross. If it needs to be whatever, it's great. I
Aside
like it.
gaming, I don't think I did know that. So I
What's that?
do. It's one of my favorite Bond movies too. I didn't know that, so I'll have to go back and take a look. I'll have to take a look.
So what is it? The James Bond movie For Your
Well,
Eyes Only. The
For Your Eyes
Bond
Only
girl it
was
was a
trans.
trans. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't remember.
Interesting.
I haven't seen it in so long. Maybe I did know
I
it.
remember
I
the
have no
theme
idea.
song. I think it was Sheena Easton, wasn't it? That sang that For
Could
Your
have
Eyes
been. I don't
Only.
know.
I think so.
Boom. So Gen
Right.
V, good show. So what else we got here? Now here's something
Keep
else.
them coming, man.
Here's another one. Boom. Disney Star Wars: The
Yeah,
Bad Batch. What do you think of this, Steven? Have you watched it?
I've watched I think the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched the new one yet. I mean, no, actually, the first season I watched, I missed the second one, and the third one just started up again. And it's a mixed bag for me a little bit.
Okay, how come?
Uh, the little girl or boy or whatever,
Girl.
the child, um, just seems out of place.
Well, what got
It's
me?
kind of
What
like a
got me?
nuisance little babysitting thing. It feels it's more about story, not about the fact that she's a little girl.
Right.
It's more about they're these army guys that are taking care of a child, and
Right.
and she's there every episode.
Well,
And
the only
it
part
gets old.
I like
You
the
know,
show. The only part that still sticks in my brain is they're all supposed to be clones of Jango Fett, all of them,
they don't look
including
like at
well,
all Jango Fett.
but well,
These guys,
they're the bad batch. That's the problem. They're the bad batch.
yeah, they're the rejects. Yeah,
And she's also supposed to be a clone of Jango Fett. She's a girl. I guess you could splice the gene chromosome there, but if you're all supposed to be clones of Jango Fett, again, this seems to me like was shoehorned in. Again, I like the character. I do like the show.
yeah.
But it just seems like, again,
It's
something
not
was
terrible.
shoehorned in.
It's not terrible. There's just certain little things about the story that it could be better. That's all.
But Toxin
It's not.
gave up on it. Toxin's like he watched season 1 and he turned it off.
I watched season 1, but I didn't have a desire to go watch season 2 yet. I have it. I just haven't sat down to watch it yet. So there's a bunch of other things to watch on TV.
So Messiah is saying, did you know Disney Star Wars is canon? Not in my world.
Yeah.
Me? Well, actually, you know what? It does. Yeah. Rogue One is Disney Star Wars. Rebels is Disney Star Wars. Clone Wars is Disney Star Wars. So yeah, it is canon. The good ones. The ones that are
Yeah.
not canon.
I don't mind the Bad Batch, but I think I don't know. It could be a bit better, but I'm being a stickler. I don't hate it, so it is what it is, I guess. So
I've
what
never
else we got?
expressed Andy. I've never expressed my opinions on Disney Star Wars ever.
Never
No,
did.
never.
Nope.
Not once.
He writes love letters to Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know what he's thinking, but
Not once. Now I'm gonna bring up one here that I have not watched really, but Steven brought it up earlier. Let's bring this one up here. Boom. The Last Airbender. The only Last Airbender thing was Shyamalan's The Last Airbender.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought it was
that was
okay.
that was a betrayal.
And Steven says it's a
basically.
betrayal. So let's see
Oh,
what
yeah,
the
yeah.
people in the group say.
So I hope not everybody knows this, but if you watch the cartoon series, it is probably the best cartoon series storytelling I've seen ever. To be honest, that's a statement. This Netflix live action one does it justice, and there's no woke crap in there because they stick to the damn story. They don't interject a bunch of crap in there. You know, for those, the Netflix show is good, basically. So
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. We got a super
super
chat.
chat.
Hold on. We have to get ready for this. There's a lot going on here with this. Hold on. This is kind of new here. Okay, so first of all, let's read this off. Gallagher Guy 88, $1.99 super chat. At least all 6 of Star Wars movies were good, and I agree. And you, sir, get the happy blue. Boom. And actually, you know what? That was even the wrong happy blue. He was happy, but I have another one in here. Where's the? Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. Hold on. Nope, that's the same happy. Ah, I was trying to do this. I made a really good happy blue one here, and I must have lost him somewhere. Doggone it. That's a shame. But you still got the happy blue. Thank you, Gallagher Guy 88 for the.
So we got a comment in the chat about the Avatar stuff. So we've got Messiah Gaming. It's the best American cartoon. Absolutely. It won't touch any anime. It's done in the style of anime, but it's American storytelling for sure. But if you guys have never seen the animated series, go watch it. Go watch it with your kids if you have kids. But this live action, it's staying true to the content. The casting is, from what I could tell, is pretty good. I've only watched the first episode. There's 7 more to go. Apparently, it's a whole 8 episodes. And see, this is sticking to the story. I think this show is about 20 years old, 15 to 20 years old. This story of the Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's in 4:3 ratio. So he's asking about Blue doing good. He's over the whole operation thing, right?
Actually, yeah, he is. Blue actually has a vet appointment next Saturday, but he's doing good. He's going to be 11, so he's getting
11.
up there, but he's
Wow.
good right now. Let's see. You got another super chat here from JLS Gaming for my boy Blue. Darn it, I'm going to do it again, but it's not the right one. But for you, JLS. I don't know where my other my super chat blue is. It's pretty sad. I really did a nice job. I spent all this time working on it, and it's not here.
Wrong button, man.
It's the wrong button. Where did it go? Oh, this must be it. Hold on. I think I found it. Hold on.
So yeah, Messiah, you're right. They changed the story a little bit. So the beginning is, but I think it works for live action. Super chat stuff.
There we go. I finally found it. It's right there. So sorry about that. I'm going to do it one more time for the other super chat. There we go. Now I feel better.
Yeah, exactly. So basically that's all I have to say much about the Avatar: Last Airbender. Go check it out. It's awesome so far. I'm only 1 episode in, but their CGI is pretty decent. It's not great, but it's good. So
yeah, I only watched
them
that
sticking
movie.
to the story.
I only watched that one movie, and I thought it was okay. But again, I don't know the lore. I never watched the original series, so I guess.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
Helps me like it more
really
than
good
you.
storytelling. It's probably the best storytelling in an animated American series that I've seen.
Now,
it's got good morals, good values, good everything. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. My dog just freaked out from the fireworks. I am truly sorry. Now, I did see something here. Where was it? Game Fridge. I want to see the new Knuckles TV show. You know what that is? Knuckles? I don't know
That's
what that
Knuckles.
is.
It's Sonic.
Oh, he's got a
Sonic
Knuckles
the
has a TV
Hedgehog.
show?
Yeah, apparently they made a CGI Knuckles show.
Oh.
And he's asking about the Halo TV show. The first season I didn't mind it. The second season I haven't watched it yet, but it's out. Or
What, 8
part
episodes?
of the second. The first season, I don't know. It's it's up there, yeah. So it's not bad. It's okay.
Uh-oh. Fighting words for you.
Halo sucks. You know what? I'm a big Xbox guy, but Halo's not my favorite thing.
I enjoy Halo and Gears of War. Those are I really enjoy those.
Gears of War is awesome. I wish they'd make a Gears of War TV show. Like I think that'd be great.
They'll never get guys like 5 foot wide.
No, they'd have to make the whole thing CGI, animated of some sort, But Halo, it's decent,
Oh, Andy's Game Room saying second season of Halo has been getting good chatter. Not getting that on any of these new movies from Disney. So there you go.
Well, that's the thing. So what's Disney got coming out that we should all run away from?
Oh, wait, we got Video Game Vegas here. I always got to say something video game. Wow, it's going by too quick. Good evening, Glenn. Yeah, what Disney these days, woke studios are doing, taking the names of our franchises, use them as wrappers to disguise their propaganda.
Pretty much, yeah.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, it's hard to watch. I think we're like old men screaming at the clouds
Well, we are
sometimes,
old
and then
men.
you're like,
We are
no, but
old men.
like you feel like, is this how getting old was? What it was like for my parents or grandparents or whatever,
Well,
with
see, I don't know
them
because
changing all this stuff?
I
Has that happened in
enjoyed
history?
I enjoyed watching the shows my father and mother watched. And my father at least enjoyed my shows. My mother wasn't going to watch Space 1999 or $6 Million Man or Star Trek, but my dad did. So I don't know if getting old has really anything to do with it because, again, but I'm going to say something here real quick, too. Let me add something to that. I have gone back recently and watched $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman, these old shows.
They're hard to watch.
They are very hard to watch.
They are hard to watch.
I admit rose-colored glasses. When I look back on these shows,
Dude,
and
my wife and I tried to watch Dukes of Hazzard. We made it to second season and stopped. I love that show as a kid.
oh, we all
And
loved it as a kid.
and what was the other one? MacGyver. We got a little further with MacGyver, but couldn't really. But
Well,
you know what? Has this ever answer a question for me? Has it ever happened that in our parents' generation that Hollywood took their stuff and remade it for that our generation? Is there something like that out there? I don't remember.
that's I got to think of. Maybe someone in the chat can.
Like I Dream of Jeannie or something like that. That was before us, and they remade it. Maybe, I don't know, or Gilligan's Island, or I
Well,
don't
they did it
know.
a couple. Charlie's Angels is one. Charlie's Angels was out in the 70s.
Well, they
They
did a
remade it.
movie,
Yes,
but the movie was more of a farce
it was, but
than.
and it wasn't bad when you accepted it for what that was. And again, it was
But I
quite
wonder if
clear.
our parents were turning in their graves
Well,
watching that, or
well,
they
I
were
don't
okay
know.
with
I don't
it.
think so. Look at the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. They did a movie and had the TV show, and they made
Yeah,
it well known it was going to be a comedy. And that's
yeah.
fine. And that's fine. And I watched it and it was funny. So you
The
can take these old
Munsters.
ones. Oh, Electric Adventures got me right here. Boom. I've been waiting for a Space 1999 reboot for like 40 years.
Ever.
40 years. I will say, if you guys didn't know, they are working on a documentary for the Eagle. So I think it's going to be out next year. So that should be
Archie
interesting.
Bunker.
But yeah,
Sorry,
that's okay.
sorry. Ice Fan put up Archie Bunker as a remake. I'm like, wow.
Well, All in the Family, I can have my son watch All in the Family more than I have him watch Blazing Saddles. I put on Blazing Saddles for about 2 seconds and I turned it off. I'm like, I
You
couldn't
know
watch
what
it.
show? You know what show that I had my kids watch that they actually watched was Different Strokes.
Okay.
They actually enjoyed that. I tried to make them watch other stuff, but Different Strokes was the only one that really caught their attention. My kids were born in 2005 and 2008, and I made them watch this stuff maybe in 2015 or 13 or something like that, and it's like, wow.
Steven, did you know
You
about
know,
a Buck Rogers reboot? JT, I wasn't
I
aware of
heard
that.
about it,
You
but
did,
I
huh?
don't know. I did, yeah. But I know nothing about it. It was just sort of. I think I saw it on my Facebook feed. Somebody had mentioned it, and
Well, Babylon
Am-
5 has been. It's still
did
supposedly
they put
coming
out
out.
an animation thing
They
already?
did. It was okay. I watched it. It was
I
okay.
haven't watched it, but
Basically, what they did in the movie, not to give anything away, it's a multiverse thing because they're going to come out with a new series.
gotcha.
The new series, I could say because they made it announced, it's going to be about John Sheridan. About John Sheridan and the Minbari War and focusing more on that for the series. And my understanding from what this animated show did, that just like the Multiverse of Madness, we're going to see Sheridan in this other reality and how that character did things going forward. So it'll be a very different Babylon
Yeah,
5.
but that's the thing. I don't know if I think Hollywood's out of ideas, to be honest.
Well, I don't know
They
if
they
they're out of
can't come up with
ideas.
new stuff.
No, the problem is I think Toxin hit it. They're trying to check boxes versus write a good story. They need to say we need to include all these things for this movie to be successful. But in fact, by doing that, you are making the movie unsuccessful because you're not concentrating on a story. And Godzilla minus one is proof of you make a story, it'll be
Everything
successful.
else will fall into place.
Right.
That's the thing. I find that it's just laziness because what they're doing is they're taking the old stuff out of the chest, like we do with our old retro games, and then they spray paint their crap all over it, basically, and put it out there, and you're like, oh, why? Why?
RJ asked a question, what anime have I seen? I'm a very big anime fan. Just recently I watched again Ninja Scroll. I loved Ninja Scroll.
If you
Right.
guys have not seen, my daughter is literally a big anime fan, and she puts me onto this stuff. And uh, what was the one that's My Hero Academia?
Okay.
It's a
Never heard of it.
superhero school. It's an anime. It's actually quite good and quite funny. So it's that's a good one. And she tried to get me to watch this volleyball one, but I don't no. I wasn't much into that. But My Hero Academia, it's pretty good.
This is definitely, when people say you're a Star Wars fan, a Star Trek fan, for me,
Battlestar.
actually for me it's Space 1999. That's what I really grew up with. And then for me next is Battlestar Galactica, then it's Star Trek, and then it is Star Wars. I really like Space 1999 because I felt it was the most realistic out of all of them.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
Even though the acting was not the best and the stories weren't the best and the monsters sure as hell weren't the best, but the Alpha Base, the Eagles, the moon, the situation they were in, I felt was just so realistic. It could have been in 1999. So that
yeah,
really drew
yeah.
me in. And Battlestar drew me in because again, great special effects, and it was a really awesome idea to think about. Maybe we weren't from Earth. We're from out there, and they're trying to find us, and this whole thing's going on, this battle
Yeah,
on these
yeah.
islands. So that sucked me in. And then Star Trek got me in just because it's a classic
Wa
show.
was
Star
it
Trek
the
was a classic show.
original series or
Yes.
Next Generation or the movies
Oh, all
or
original, all original. I'm not a big. I watched the Battlestar Galactica reboot. It's okay, but to me, it doesn't take anything close to the original one. We have another super chat here from Hobby
Oh, yeah.
Hands. Maybe fans can fix Star Wars 789 with AI. Maybe.
So no, Sorora Sonara, which is the OpenAI
Yes,
movie generator
but
thing, and
they have
that's
been.
quite scary when you watch that.
There have been talks about them redoing 789 and making this like they're going to somehow use the world between worlds. I don't think it's going to happen. However, know what is going to happen, Steven? You know what's going to happen? Hobby Hands gets a super chat.
It's Baloo going crazy again, and you're scaring that guy's dog.
Sorry about that. Sorry for
Poor
scaring the
dog.
dog again. I am sorry for scaring the dog again. I am.
Turn the volume down a little bit. Not you, but the individual that I forget the person that you scared.
Oh,
his dog
Messiah,
there.
man. I love you, brother. No. STD is not a good show.
STD.
Yeah, I can't get behind it. I love
Strange New Worlds is actually pretty good. It's decent. I won't say it's the best.
You know what?
But
If you
it's
cut my
decent.
eyelids off, I'll watch that. I can't watch
If
Discovery.
you okay, I
Messiah
guess
likes it.
compared
I
to
mean, that's cool, but-
Discovery, it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Discovery has its fans, buddy. I love you, but I can't get behind Discovery. My brother and I, we choked our way through the first season, and then I was done, and I never looked back. Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's the thing. To me, and this is me. Star Wars died after Rogue One. Star Trek died after, really the movies. I really didn't get none of the
All
J.J.
the
Abrams.
movies.
No, I can watch up to
I can watch the JJ movies.
Nemesis. Now the JJ I really can't. I watched them
It's
once.
okay.
I watched them once, but I just can't.
They're not memorable.
No,
That's
no, I'll
the
tell you what the
problem.
problem is. I'm gonna tell you right now the problem with the J.J. Abrams ones. Kirk is Kirk. All right, everyone respected him. He's a young captain, but everyone respected him, and they treated him as a captain. In J.J. Abrams, everyone talks back to him. Everyone makes him look like an idiot.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Uhura talks to him like he's a fucking moron. I am sorry. that is not Star Trek. That is not something I'm going to get behind. I'm sorry. James T.
I'm
Kirk
sure
is a great character.
Gene Roddenberry's turning in his grave
I'm sure he would
when he
be.
watches those, watching those movies and stuff like that. So I'm glad he was still alive during Next Generation
A
because he
little
had a
bit,
lot
it
of
was.
influence in there. Yeah, till the 5th season, then he passed away during
No,
the 5th season.
no, my problem is with Strange New Worlds. I'm going to tell you. Here's my problem with Strange New Worlds. Khan's granddaughter or Khan's great-great-granddaughter, really? You're telling me that
Yeah.
Khan's great-great-granddaughter's on the friggin' Enterprise? Give me an effing break. I'm sorry. That's the type of pandering. And I understand you like it. That's cool. I can't get behind a show that's that stupid. That you put
Oh yeah.
Khan's
If you
great-great-granddaughter on
ignore
there.
that part of the story, it's pretty good.
I can't.
It's look at it this way. It's unfortunate that they can't come up with more stories. It's almost like they need Gene Roddenberry to come out of his grave to tell them what to do. Unfortunately.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Video Game Vegas. Paramount removed William Shatner's Kirk from all. You know what? F Paramount then. Done.
They removed. Why did they do that for?
Done.
No, but why did they do that? That's what I'd like to know.
Alien Nation was
they-
a good show. I enjoyed Alien Nation. It was a good movie,
Yeah.
and it was a good show. And they ended it again on a cliffhanger. They canceled it on a cliffhanger.
You don't want to know what shows my wife and I watched where they cliffhangered the whole thing. What was the John Doe? No, it was John Doe. Basically, the movie, the show, it just stopped. The show just stopped, and it was like, well, what the hell happened here?
Oh, Andy's Good Room. Yes, they did. Khan's like maybe great granddaughter, and she says it on the Enterprise.
Brags about it. Did she
Brags
brag about it?
on the Enterprise? Give me an effing break. That is such bad story.
Great grandpa's Khan. Ha 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 ha. It's like what?
Get out of town. Can't.
Yeah,
Can't.
it's Star Trek is not your traditional Star Trek. Like I said, I'm watching Next Generation right now, and I'm liking it. I like it a lot. It's good storytelling. I think Brent Spiner is a genius, playing Data. So
Oh, there's another show I got kind of.
My Name is Earl. So
yeah,
good.
it was, and it just kind of poof went away. Gone.
Yeah, it got old, long in the teeth after a while, but it was pretty good.
He won the money, and then he lost the money, and right. That was
Yeah.
It was a good show. Then was also the Last Man on Earth. We were watching for a while. I remember on Fox. We used to watch that, and then it just got so stupid. So I was like, you know what? Ugh.
Yeah, it's. I think these shows are written at like with 1 or 2 seasons in mind. After, let's say, it becomes popular, then they run out of ideas real
Oh,
quick.
I think
and
it's
the whole thing
almost like
tanks.
the actor had a bet, like a strip poker bet, and the guy won. All right, we got to do a show for him. Let's
The
just make it a
biggest show
season
for them there.
Give him a
Oh,
season or
well.
two, and then we'll just write him out. I think that's kind of what happens with a lot of these shows.
So Gallagher guy 88, he says never cared for Star Trek. I'm not a Trekkie. If a person were to label me, I'm more of a Star Wars guy. I'm more of a Stargate.
Stargate's another good one. And Stargate
love
had what,
Stargate.
like 12,000 episodes? It was like 10 series?
So 10 seasons of SG-1, a movie, 4 seasons of Atlantis, and 2 seasons of what's it called? Anyways, it was them on a spaceship
Right.
or
And
whatever.
that's why I can't watch it, because it's too much to catch up on. It's too much to catch
No,
up
there is
on.
so there is a YouTube channel that tells you what order to watch stuff in, because SG-1 and Atlantis aired at the same time.
Okay.
Not the same hour, but
Right.
one was at, let's say, 9 o'clock, the other one was at 10 o'clock, and they kind of flip-flop between the two of them because they crossed over. It's pretty interesting. But SG-1, Stargate, so good. But Star Trek, it's still good.
Toxin saying Star Trek TNG will make you a Trekkie, Steven.
Well, no, I like Star Trek. I do. I love Next Generation. I can't watch Deep Space Nine. I'm having a hard time kind of. Voyager, I don't mind, but I don't like Captain Janeway's voice.
Well,
I
Messiah
don't know
Gaming.
why.
Messiah is
7 of 9 is pretty good though.
Well, she's
but,
very good. But Messiah Game makes a point here, which I kind of agree with. I'm a Trekkie. There's more lore to people to give credit to. That's what gets me more at Star Trek than Star Wars and other series is that Star Trek, their universe seems a lot richer, where Star Wars keeps going back to Death Stars and very
Yeah.
it's a very narrow storyline.
Do you know what I like about Star Trek that I've learned to like about Star Trek? It's a very positive
Well, it used to be.
message.
It
Next
used to be.
generation, at least.
It used to be.
If you're depressed or you think the world's crappy, go watch Next Generation. They have a very good outlook of the
Well,
world
Stephen,
and
again,
humanity and everything else,
yes,
right? So,
but that stopped with J.J. Abrams. When
oh yeah,
that-
it's completely gone. It's
So it's-
evaporated. I'm
right.
talking in the '90s, when Next Generation was out. I don't know about the original series, but Glenn, we're getting close
we
to 9
are.
o'clock.
So I think
And that went
we
by real quick.
offended half the internet. So I think we did our job for this week. So I think we can end the show now. So I want to thank you guys who did stack. Guys, girls, people who want to be a turnip, who associate being with a turnip, whatever you want to be. We do appreciate you guys spending some time with us Friday night for this episode among episodes. I'm sure this one will go down in history as one hell of an episode. What do you think, Stephen?
Yeah, I think so. We tackled the hard subjects here.
We did. So I do want to say, I do.
And my
appreciate-
camera didn't crash.
It
Yay.
didn't. It didn't. So it was some tongue in cheek. We don't mean to offend anyone, to be quite honest, but we get you thinking, and that's what the influencers and shows like this should be doing, is making you guys think. I personally appreciate everyone here, everyone on the show. They stuck around, and remember, no matter what you do, no matter what show you like, no matter what you personally believe, take a moment to tell a family member or a stranger. Maybe that's if you love them. You don't want to go up to a stranger and say, "Hey, I love you, bud." Please say you appreciate you.
He'll probably punch you, but hey.
Probably will. Probably will. But outside of those people going to punch you in the face, just let them know that people around you are important, because tomorrow's not promised. And enjoy your time. And what are we going to do, Stephen?
And go out in the world and be kind to everybody.
Yep.
Take care. Good night, and game on.
Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy. Game on. Sit, Blue, sit. Good dog.